was the prediction that he made. The stock market's going to collapse by 90%.
Yeah.
What did the stock market do in 2023? It was up 25%.
Right.
Okay.
Magnificent Seven.
Where's the accountability there, guy? Robert Kiyosaki, dear friend. He's kind of a doomsday guy too in the stock market. So there's some people out there that basically get headlines for making bold predictions. Maybe this guy is one of them. I don't know. But I also hear these rumors about AI. We all do. Not an AI expert, but, they're saying, like, I want to get ahead of this. In preparation for what could happen, I would like to get ahead of this. Imagine, we hear about these commissions. We just had the conversation with Cuomo and Dave Smith when Cuomo said, we need a 9/11 type commission on what happened in COVID. We need to keep China accountable. It's always after the fact. The Warren Commission after JFK assassination, after the fact. The 9/11 Commission after the fact. Just a suggestion. Let's get a commission on AI before the fact, because if they do it after 99% of us all perish, there's going to be no one there for the commission. So I'd like to get ahead of this before anything doomsday could potentially happen.
I got something I want you to be thinking about. So when did Klaus Schwab from World Economic Forum say he's going to be stepping down?
Just a week ago.
But when did he say he's going to be stepping down? Do you guys remember? He said January 2025, I will be stepping down. Do you know who's been called the brains of Klaus Schwab? Do you know who has been called the brain of Klaus Schwab?
The guy that wrote Human?
Yuval Harari.
Yeah.
The guy that wrote Homo Deus, one of your favorite books, and he wrote Sapiens.
Sapiens was my
this
favorite.
guy's written a handful of books, of which, Vinny, has sold 45 million plus copies in 64 plus languages. And he is somebody whose father believed in capitalism. His father hated the socialists. And he grew up being a very proud Jew, Israel, because his father, and then he flipped. He's the complete opposite, pretty much, not complete opposite, what some of his father's beliefs were. But he calls people, day-to-day people, the useless class. If you type in Yuval Harari and useless class on Twitter, you'll see what he says. And I'm going somewhere with this here, so you can see what it is. So one of the things he says, like his concern here, let me just send this to you, Rob, if you can play this clip.
And people, you're just talking about regular Americans or just people in general?
Around the world.
For people that are watching this right now, he considers you useless class, okay? Jeez. Is this it, Rob? Is this one of them? It is. Go ahead and play this clip. This is one of the clips you can play and go back. And the question then becomes, is he right or wrong? So go ahead, play the clip.
On the one hand, the emergence of a new upgraded elite of superhumans enhanced by bioengineering and brain-computer interfaces and things like that. And on the other hand, a new massive useless class, a class that has no military or economic
useless
usefulness,
class,
and therefore also no political power.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
No what? No
military
economical,
or
no military, and no what? Political power.
Yeah.
So you're useless. And then play this other clip. What he says, what his biggest concern is going to be in the future. Watch what he says here.
And it's always the guys with the accents. You ever notice that? It's always the guy with the funny accent that wants to
He's actually a very interesting guy. I'll tell you a couple things about him. Go ahead.
And then the big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games. And then the big...
Did you hear what he said? Keep them happy with drugs and computer games, okay? So keep this in mind. This is not a regular guy, by the way, that we're talking about, right? This is
He's a heavyweight.
Klaus Schwab. Barack Obama's recommended his books. Bill Gates has recommended his book. He's got relationships with Macron, with Merkel, with all the major leaders you can be thinking about. His net worth is a $15 to $20 million guy. But here's a couple things when you hear what he has to say. So go to it. If AI grows at the pace that it does, and people are no longer needed because technology is doing something better than you are, could there come a time where people are useless, those who didn't recreate themselves? Could there come a time where somebody who's just kind of sitting there watching this like, yeah, I don't think it's going to affect me. I don't think it's going to affect me. I don't think it's going to affect me. Is he partially right that it's going to affect certain people? Okay? Because I think partially it's going to affect half of the world. I think it's going to affect the people that are sitting, maybe even 80% of it, to the people that are sitting there saying like, oh, someone's going to take care of me. 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 And all of a sudden, holy shit, now I have to do whatever they tell me to do. So if your personality isn't someone that you want others telling you what the hell you do no matter what, then you may want to not be the person that's sitting there allowing AI to do its part without you leveraging. Here's the second thing that I bring about with this guy. Very, very interesting. Again, when you go into his story, when he's gay, he's married to his husband, and even back in the days when he was doing what he was doing with his partying days and all this stuff, he kind of breaks down his story. Very detailed guy. Very, very interesting, detailed guy this guy is. But the protection, and as weird as this sounds, Vinny, where my confidence comes with AI, and Tom, I want to get your thoughts on this. How big of an industry is oil? We already know.